If you are new to selling on Teachers Pay Teachers or any online business, it can feel really, really frustrating because chances are you're probably not making a lot of sales, and that's annoying and that's frustrating. So in this video, we're gonna address why that might be and talk about what to do in order to not just make sales, but like get yourself to that place where your business is functioning, you know, fully. If you're watching this because you are a new TPT seller, hi, I'm Becca. I teach elementary music and I have a TPT store called Becca's Music Room. Here on this channel, we talk all TPT all the time. So if that's something you want to check out, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Also, a link down below, a freebie, which is called the Roadmap to $1,000. And it talks about like literally the steps that you should take and kind of the order that you should go in order to make sure that you are, you know, not stressing about your business, but working in your business and moving it forward, you know, kind of in the right order, because there's a lot of things that you can be doing in your business. And I want to make sure that you're doing the right things at the right time to ensure that your business is going to survive. So without further ado, let's get started. The first thing you should know about not making any money at the beginning is that that is normal. Okay, end video. Just kidding. It is really normal for all business owners, but especially online business owners, to start slowly. And that means you're probably not making any money. And that is normal. Like, that is the norm. Online business seems like something that should be instant because you can post it instantly, but it's not. You don't make money instantly. That's a myth. It's not a thing. And so to make, you know, you might get like a sale, but to make like consistent money online, it takes time to build your business up so that it does create those sales. So that is normal. Don't freak out. It's not just you. Take a deep breath. It's okay. That's the first thing that you need to know. When I have people who message me and they're like, I'm not making any sales, the number one thing I say is, hey, you haven't been around for very long. You need to put more time in and be patient. And I know that sucks. So we're gonna talk about more things that you can do in this video to, you know, kind of speed that up a little bit. But that being said, it is normal. And the problem is that when you know, are trying to make money, you focus on the money. And so you're like, checking all the time to see if anybody bought anything and looking like, did I sell something today? Did I sell something today? Did I sell something today? And usually the answer is no. And that stinks. So instead, I want you to focus on a couple of different things. So instead of focusing on the money or, oh my gosh, focusing on the followers or the views, instead, I want you to focus on how many products you have and how many hours you're putting into your shop. Okay, that's what we want to focus on. We don't want to focus on the other three things, which are sales, because there's just not a lot coming in. Followers, because it does not matter. It doesn't matter. And there's not a lot of great ways to get more followers. So just pretend they're not there. Ignore them. It doesn't matter. Leave it alone. Or views. And the reason I say it doesn't matter is because I did not notice a difference in sales versus how many followers I had until I hit like 1,000. And you're probably not gonna hit 1,000 tomorrow, so don't stress about it. When they come, great, don't worry about it. And then views. Don't spend a ton of time staring at the views on your products because it's just not helpful, like, you know, and especially because online there is typically, if you've heard the term conversion rate, your conversion rate is how many people land on your product and actually purchase. A typical online conversion rate is like 1 to 3%. Now on TPT, I find it to be a little bit higher, but the reason I'm telling you that is because if you have 100 people land on your product, typically only like 3 are gonna buy it. Maybe, you know, 5 to 10 if you're like really got a good resource, but that's pretty normal. So if you only have like, you know, 2 people who viewed your product, that's not even enough for someone to buy it. So think of it in terms of that way. Views, don't stress about views because you need quite a few in order to, you know, actually make sales. Make sense? I hope so. Instead, we're gonna focus on 2 other things, and that is product creation and your time. The reason I want you to focus on these mostly is because these are things you control. You don't actually control how many views you get, and you don't control how many followers you get, and you don't control how many sales you get. You can do things that are gonna help. You know, you can make sure that your listings look really awesome and really convince people to buy, and you can make sure you have search terms in your title and in your description so that people will find your product, and you can, you know, have a blog where you can send traffic over, and you can do all these things to, you know, help with those things. But you can't actually like force someone to buy from you. There's no magic button where it's like you press this button and then just like, you know, you're like, oh, I want 10 sales, and then they happen. That's not a thing. So instead, we're gonna focus on what we can control, and that's gonna be product creation and time working. So products are gonna be your #1 goal at the beginning. The more products you have, the better, because more products equal more chances to get found. Also, as you make more products, that means that you are getting better at making said products. And so you will know what you're good at, you will get better, you will have better products that people are more likely to want to buy because they're better. More products also means that people can buy more things at the same time, because if you have, you know, 3 different phonics activities, they can buy all 3, versus if you only have 1, they can only buy 1. So the more products you have, the more chances that people are going to buy more things at one time. Especially if you use bundles, and you should use bundles. And the last thing is that when you are making products, that is like a tangible way that you can see the work that you have put into it. So you can see, I spent X amount of hours because I worked on this product, which takes me to #2 thing that you can focus on. So you can focus on products, or you can focus on the time that you spent working. And by working, I mean like focus working, like actual working, not scrolling on Instagram. That does not count. So focusing on time that you are working. So not necessarily how much time has passed, but time like, okay, today I worked for an hour. Today I worked for 30 minutes. And you can log your time that way, because that's gonna show you how much time you actually spent on your business. And that's gonna show you, you know, your progress and how hard you've worked. And those are things you control. How many products you have and how hard you've worked are things you can control. The more work you put into your products and the more work you put into your store, the more success you're gonna have faster. I even saw someone the other day posted this thing that I commented on my Instagram at Becca.e.Davis, by the way. And I really liked what she said. She was like, if you're not gonna do it for 6 months, don't do it. But I would add to that, if you're not going to like consistently work for 6 months, then don't bother, because it takes a while to grow and it takes a while to have the effort in there in order to make the money. So you have to put in the time in order to get the benefits. And if you can do that faster, then that's gonna help. So if you can work a little bit more, that's gonna be better. You know, if you can work 2 hours a day versus 1 hour a day, you're going to grow faster because you're putting more effort in. So that's why tracking how much time you're spending on your business or tracking how many products you make is a much better option than tracking your sales at first when the sales aren't coming in. Focus instead on how many products you've made, and focus on how much effort you've put into your business, because those are the things that are going to help. As you are working, even as you're not making money, I want you to take the mindset of an investment. So when you put an investment in, it starts small and it grows over time. You know, what we're talking about is investing your time into your business, because if you can invest, you know, an hour here and an hour there, all of those pockets of time are like investments that you're depositing into your store. And one day those investments are going to pay off like tenfold. When I first started, I was not making, you know, any money, just like you, but I put a lot of time into it. And, you know, now that I'm years in, I can really see where that investment is paying off. I saw it a little bit, you know, at the beginning, and I saw a little bit as time went on, it got like bigger and bigger and bigger. But now that I'm like years in, I can see, literally see where that investment has paid off of those hours I put in years ago that are now making a lot of money because I put the time in years ago. And people are still buying products that I made years ago, and they're reading blog posts that I wrote years ago, and they're doing all these things, and they're finding my store, and they're doing all these things because I put so much effort into it for such a long time. That is literally the key to success, is put some effort in for a long time. And so if I had never done that, if you don't do that, then you'll never reap the benefits. If you don't invest the time, you'll never reap the benefits, ever. You won't get anything. And then you'll be like, TPT doesn't do anything. And I'm gonna be like, well, that's because you didn't do any work. So put the time in now so that you can see the growth later. Make sure you know, like, this is the long game. We're playing the long game. Have that long-term trajectory in your mind and really think of it that way. As you're thinking of it that way and the sales aren't quite coming yet, focus on your products, focus on how many products you got, focus on how much time you're working, because those are much better things to track than how many sales you have, until you start making sales and your investments start paying off, and then you can start focusing on your sales, because, you know, I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty fun. I hope this video was helpful. I hope it was at least a little bit encouraging. Make sure that if you did enjoy it, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below, and I would love to hear in the comments anything that you would add to this, any, you know, suggestions or questions, or if you have a question, you could also message me over at becca.e.davis on Instagram. I probably check that the most, so if you want me to get back to you, that's gonna be the best way to contact me, at becca.e.davis. Thank you so much for watching, and I can't wait to hear what you have to say, and I can't wait until your investment starts paying off and you get to reap the rewards of all the work you're doing now. Have a great day.